Sanders Stadium in Eugene. 12th ranked Oregon taking on number 7 Arizona. It's a 4-game set that started last night. 2 games played today. Earlier in game 1, Oregon defeating Arizona 1-0. That result and last night's counting towards conference standings. Here's game 2, Amanda Freed, of the double dip, and it will not count towards conference standings, but overall standings.
Yeah, you know, at this level, you just can't take any breaks and take any game lightly. So it doesn't matter what it counts for or not.
You
when
bet.
you're on the field, you're out to win.
Samaria Diaz getting the nod in the circle for the Oregon Ducks. What do you like about her, Amanda?
Well, Samaria works quickly, and when she's on, as Coach will say, that she's throwing the ball hard, mixing speeds, and hitting her spots.
Diaz getting more and more innings, and you see her numbers at 3-1. ERA 3.52. Just a smidge over 55 innings. And starts things off, Kang Mionyo.
And Diaz just attacking Mionyo from the start.
In the Arizona State series recently, Diaz had 3 appearances, including a start. She had 8 Ks in game 2 in relief against Arizona State, so she's been bringing it as of late. As you look at the Wildcat order, an order on paper that is frightening, Amanda, but so far in these first 2 games, they haven't been hitting the ball, Arizona, as we would expect.
Yeah, and I've mentioned a couple of times throughout the broadcast, this is a lineup where you have the feeling at some point they're going to find their sticks. They can't stay quiet for too much longer. You've got to credit the Oregon Ducks for taking advantage of the still bats while they're happening.
Karanko to the plate, hitless in the series so far. So Arizona in game 1, scratching but 2 hits on the board against Yanez, and then recently in game 2 just completing game 1. Yanez giving up but 4 hits, and this is a club that averages nearly 9 hits a game, and it doesn't come down much in conference play, 8 hits a game. So this is an Arizona lineup that's loaded and waiting to bust out, but when?
And I think what Brooke Yanez was able to do in her last 2 games was give confidence to the rest of her staff. She showed that you can get past these hitters. They're tough, but with the right game plan, you can make good things happen. And I think that that's just a credit to what Samaria Diaz is going to be able to do out there in the circle following that lead.
Called 3rd strike as Karanko will take a seat. So 2 up, 2 down.
If that pitch is going to be called all game long, that's going to be tough for these lefty hitters.
Megan Rabin calling balls and strikes behind the plate. Ron Burkhart down at first. Jim Bertuzzi at second. And Brett Higgins, our third base umpires. And here's Harper. We mentioned she had herself a game earlier today in game 1 of our doubleheader. Double, triple, 2 for 3. Outside edge, count evens at 1 apiece. Two and one. Harper's been swinging a mean stick. Waving right through it, count evens up at 2 apiece.
She's got such a pretty swing.
Striking out the side. Heck of a start for Diaz. 3 up, 3 down, all via the K. So that'll do it in the top of the first for Arizona. Home half of the first coming up for the Ducks.
Harder in leading this team, mostly because of her mindset. She loves to be out there. She loves the big situations, and she really showed it last night.
What must have gone through the mind of Hannah Bowen as she put the head on the pillow last night as she goes into the 7th with the perfect game intact, game 1 against the Ducks. Loses the perfect game and the no-no when Cruz scratches out a single. Then loses the shutout and the game when Tara McGowan hits a 2-run bomb in the 7th to win it for Oregon. It was just an incredible chain of events. Depending on who you're rooting for, it was something else last night, Amanda.
Well, I think you said it best, Ann, when you were talking about just the win. She would have been so happy, Hannah Bowen would have been, if her team would have just come away with the win. It had nothing to do with losing a perfect game or even losing a no-hitter. Those are awesome. To get that against an Oregon Ducks team would be phenomenal, but it was about the win, and the fact that her team had lost that win in that fashion really hurts.
Well hit. Cruz. Gone. It's not the first time she's led a game off with the home run, and this is mighty big against Bowen and the Cats here today. Bowen with her 7th home run of the season.
When this had to feel good for the entire Ducks dugout to see this first run cross the plate in the first inning. These ball games have been so tight. To get that one run under the belt's got to feel good.
So Bowen is a home run shy of the cycle in game 1. So she hits a round tripper in game 2. That kind of counts as far as the whole day is concerned. I'm giving it to her.
So you're right. So she's a cycle in her last 4 at-bats.
There you go.
Haley
Hey,
Cruz is.
there you go.
Right.
So the most, in terms of home runs, the most that Cruz has hit coming into this season was 2, and that was her 7th. Little excuse me flare, running in and making the grab is Martinez. Peanut with the nice catch.
It's a nice read on that ball, Peanut. Martinez has to run in hard before it drops. It also is tailing a little towards the line because that's what it does coming off a right-handed hitter's bat. Reads it well and gets that out.
So here's McGowan. Swinging from her heels, strike 1. Cruz going yard, and the Ducks on the board already in the first. To Amanda's point, it's taken both of these clubs inning after inning after inning to get something on the board. Well, that's just got to feel good getting that first one in the first frame.
And I think if Arizona can play to run early in this game, it'll change the dynamic of their offense as well.
1-2. Arizona now 2-9 against ranked teams. 8 of the 9 losses, Amanda, 2 runs or less. They're out hitting their foes, but they're not beating their foes. And on the road, it has been tough sledding for Mike Candrea and his Arizona Wildcats. Nine and 10 on the road, a perfect 24-0 at home. Offense is looking very, very different, and the numbers bear witness when you're at Hillenbrand and you're wearing Arizona gear and then on the road.
And how do you practice that? How do you get out and practice? Ooh, nice snag.
Beautiful snag by Malia Martinez to Rob Delgado. But not before the Ducks get on the board. Leadoff home run, Haley Cruz going yard. The Ducks with the 1-0 lead heading into the top of the second.
Pac-12 Hour Stories, bringing you the most compelling and emotional stories from around the Conference of Champions.
They're not going to give you the answers, but they're going to give you the support that you need.
New episode, Sunday at 4. Presented by Pacific Premier Bank.
If only there was a place nearby you could get one of these.
Open this game in the first. She's in the circle for the Oregon Ducks. Senior and transfer out of New Mexico State. Quickly ahead of Mulipola, 0-2. Good waist pitch. Valerie Wong behind the plate, catching Diaz here in the second game of the doubleheader. Giving McGowan a rest behind the dish. 2-2. And with these 4-game sets, Amanda, you got to have that quality number 2 catcher at the ready.
You're right, these 4-game series and then moving into postseason.
Yes.
Want to make sure if anything were to happen to your ace that you've got a quick and smooth transition.
Base hit. Mulipola, nice job of hitting as she was behind 0-2, evens the count and then gets something she can work with. So Arizona leads things off with Mulipola's single in the second.
That's a great job, as you said, Ann, working back from a 2-strike count to get a pitch she likes and drives it into left field.
So a good start to this frame for Arizona. Here's Palacios. Lays it down, advances the runner. Palacios does her job. And much the same with Arizona, it'll be Palacios behind the plate for Arizona. And Mulipola getting a rest. Here's Malia Martinez, hitless in the series so far. Straight back, into the netting. Martinez still hitting over 300. She's got pop with the 10 home runs and the 34 RBIs. Has had some monster games for Arizona so far this season.
And she is swinging a monster swing at this pitch up at the eyes. That pitch looks so good. There's so much space open in that right center field gap if Martinez can sit back and drive it opposite field.
0-2, she's got to protect. Swing and a miss. 4th K of the game for Diaz, and it's a big one.
A lot of break to the outside, up and out.
Diaz throws hard, but also has some good off speed to keep foes off balance. Palomino Cordoza with 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Looking to even things up with a base hit. Hitless in the series, she'd like to change that right here, right now. Right down the gut.
No matter what her stats are, how long she goes hitless, she's still one of those players when she steps into the box, you know at any point she can take one deep out of the yard.
Yep.
She can make good things happen.
Well, she is swinging for the fences there. When you look at the body of work in her career, she had a 5-game hitless stretch in March as she waves through that. That's the longest drought of her career, Amanda. That is amazing. You just don't hold her down for long. Diaz has been Torito, the freshman shortstop, hitless in this series and has been scuffling at the plate. Terrific defense, scuffling a little bit with stick in hand. And Amanda, it was interesting when Oregon was faced with the reality that Jazz Severs, their starting shortstop, wasn't going to play this year. She had a baby. Congrats, Jazz. It didn't take long for Lombardi to look at Brito and think, we're okay.
Yeah, if she can play a little shortstop, I think we're going to be fine.
Morning track, no problem for Palomino Cordoza. One down. So here's Rachel Sid, one down, nobody on. First pitch swinging. No problem for Mionyo, 2 away.
These Oregon hitters really trying to make more happen, being aggressive early in the count.
And truth be told, the Ducks would like to kind of get off the schneid hitting-wise as well. They managed, but the 2 hits in game 1, of course, one of those hits was the walk-off 2-run bomb. And of the 6 hits in game 2, 3 came from Cruz. That's going to have to change. Both of these clubs looking to find the magic at the plate as Bowden digs in.
Right, it's easy to look at the wins. Oregon came away with 2 of the wins, but probably could have been a little cleaner according to them offensively.
Bowden had the base hit in game 2. Terrific utility player for the Ducks, can play so many different positions. Comes into this game hitting .250. Does a really good job of getting bat on ball. Doesn't go down via the K very often. Just misses inside. Bowen kind of looks down at Megan Rabin behind the plate. It's 2-1.
Yeah, those are pitches as a hitter. They're really uncomfortable. You don't want to swing at those. You don't usually get very much like that. You don't usually get a very good piece of that. You don't want to have to swing at that unless you have 2 strikes.
So now Bowden will shorten up a little bit with that 2-2 count, 2 down. Choking up just a little bit. Nice job staying alive, going with that pitch.
Bowden is just doing a good job hanging in there. Getting a little jammed, but also protecting the outside, going down low. Fouling it off until she can get one a little closer to the barrel.
Another payoff pitch coming. Drops the shoulder. Mionyo camps under it, and that'll do it. So triple in the circle so far, Amanda.
Well, Samaria has done a phenomenal job of coming out and just continuing what Yanez has done the last couple of games. She's got 5 strikeouts through the first 2 innings. Throwing the ball hard, mixing them up, high, low, in, out. Coach Lombardi says if she does that, she can be very successful, and I think we're seeing that. I know we're seeing it early on in this ballgame.
So Skupin will lead things off here in the third for Arizona. Skupin looking for her first hit of the series, coming into this campaign against the Ducks with some monster numbers. One of the fabulous freshmen to get a ton of playing time for Candrea and Arizona. Hitting 343s, got the 9 homers, 32 ribbies. Handful of doubles and 1 triple to go with it.
And Coach Candrea, when we talked to him, just said she's just a physical specimen.
Yeah.
She's got the highest hand speed he's ever seen, her bat speed and her hand strength. I know it sounds funny talking about hand strength, but that has so much to do with power in a hitter's swing.
And she has been such a catalyst, Skupin has, for this Arizona offense. You just can't take a batter off. And when you get to Carly, you better be sharp because she will hurt you. Unlucky there. Just misses an opposite field double.
Right off the bat, I thought this was going to be inside the foul lines, but it just tails foul. Great job of going opposite field.
Skupin really struggled in the Arizona State series, going 0 for 11. And after that, going into this series, she goes 10 for 13 with 3 homers, a double, 8 ribbies. Average jumped about 65 points.
Diaz just throws this ball hard at the hands. Accidentally gets the bat on the ball for a foul.
Out of Tucson, local kids staying home is Skupin. Arizona Gatorade Player of the Year in 2019. Top 30 recruit is Carly. 2-time All-American and has hit the ground running in one of the best conferences, if not the best conference in the country. Two and two. Down at first. Ron Burkhardt is calling for a dead ball. No doubt about this one.
Yeah, it took a little longer for that call to be made. Hits the bat, hits the inside of the knee, it looks like, and then goes into fair territory.
We'll see it here, and credit Skupin, because that's smarts, and she had the presence to try to hoof it down to first just in case. Count goes full as that one's airmailed.
She's not even shaking it off. she swung it that hard.
Candrea says Skupin has as good a power as he's ever seen. Think about that with all those big boppers in his 36 years of coaching at Arizona, not to mention the Olympic teams. Staying alive nicely is Skupin.
When you talk about everything she was at the high school level, but it takes a special athlete to make the transition to a conference like the Pac-12 and be able to be successful. It's just a different level of that mental game.
Good at bat for Skupin. Coaxes a walk out of Diaz, so leading the third off with the free pass, Arizona, and the tying run represented by Skupin. Finale of the weekend series between these two clubs happens tomorrow at high noon on Pac-12 Network, or download and stream live wherever you are with Pac-12 Now. That's a good at-bat, Amanda, for Skupin.
Yeah, that really is. To start off this third inning, she worked Samaria till the end, throwing some really good pitches. Diaz did, but Skupin fouled off everything she had to offer, but then held tight with a good eye to draw the walk.
Okay. Here's Martinez.
Martinez getting fancy at the plate, showing the bunt, bringing it back, putting the bat back out to bunt.
Koutsayanopoulos will pinch run at first for Arizona. There's a good look at Julia. So the meeting in the circle completes. Nobody out. Peanut Martinez at the plate showing bunt. Again, Oregon very, very good at erasing lead runners on those bunt attempts as Sid comes charging and has the hose for the arm.
Well, if you read the defense, Sid was breaking in. Shea Bowden was back towards her bag. She was not crashing for the bunt, so Diaz was going to have to sweep that right side. But Diaz pitches the ball right to an angle where the ball is bunted to Sid at third and feeds right into that, force out at second.
So here's Mioño with one down.
So look at the defense right now. That's Ali Bunker basically standing at second before that pitch is thrown. Lisa Brito breaks the third. Bowden's back by her bag.
Great job by Mioño. Claps to herself as she shows bunt, but the slap is through the hole, and Arizona in business.
Mioño finally gets a break, hits it hard past the diving Brito, who's playing a little in. We talked about that, how the infield has been crashing in, cutting back on that second hop so they can get the speed of Mioño, but she puts it through the infield.
So into the teeth of the Arizona lineup we go. Here's Karanko. First pitch swinging, foul back. First and second, one down for Arizona. Offense showing a little early game life for the Cats.
There's another look at the off speed from Diaz.
1-1. Diaz has got the 5 Ks, but she's in a jam here. Activity in the Oregon bullpen. There's McKenna Clethermus. Oregon, with wins in Game 1 last night and Game 2 earlier today, clinches the conference series against Arizona, regardless of what happens today and tomorrow. That's because Game 2 of the doubleheader, this one, which is the third game of the set, counts towards overall standings, not Pac-12 standings. So regardless of what happens in the nightcap today and tomorrow, Oregon has clinched the conference series. 3-2.
I think this game really is about, well, for Arizona, getting some momentum back, and for Oregon, it's maintaining it going into tomorrow. You know, none of these teams in the Pac-12 are happy with just a conference win. Every game at this point is a statement win. Coach Kendry had said these tough teams at the end, they really make your presence known when you come away with them.
Karanko doesn't strike out very often, but Diaz has rung her up 2 times already. Bat on the shoulder, big out for the Oregon Ducks and Diaz.
And Diaz comes back from a 3-1 count to pump 2 strikes on the outside corner. Catches Karanko looking.
Big K for Diaz, who's got 6 strikeouts at this point, and here's the dangerous Harper with 2 down. Mulipola on deck. Diaz is going to have to go at Harper, but she's got to be careful, Amanda. Inside edge, 1-1.
There's just no easy way around this situation. You've got Harper up with a couple of runners on base. Deja behind her on deck.
2 down, 2 on. Arizona looking to catch the Ducks here in the 3rd. Going upstairs, swing and a miss, 1-2. Harper was a strikeout victim in the 1st when Diaz struck out the Arizona side to start this game. Reached for that one. Bunker retreating, and Diaz does a terrific job of getting out of that jam. So Arizona stranding another couple of runners, and the Oregon Ducks maintain that 1-0 lead. Coming back with the Oregon. All right, I'm going to be in the dugout sitting right next to you.
Yeah,
and I'm
you don't want to be.
Well, and I'm hitting
Believe me.
next. What are you telling me?
Well, right now it's anything above the belly button's going up. I mean, we have to be more selective at the plate and shorten our. I mean, the same thing we talked about earlier.
I got you.
It's just right now we're having a tough time when we got runners in position and not putting the ball in place. So that's what's killing us right now.
I mean, it's tough as a pitcher to be in the circle when you know
Yep.
your team can produce those runs and
Yep.
it's not happening, but they are hanging tough and just doing phenomenal. We saw Alyssa do great things in that
Yep.
game, and then now Hannah again. So just talk about your pitchers. And
Yeah, we're just a little snake bit right now, and just one step away, one base hit away to start getting some confidence back. It's just it's been really crazy. Because, like Reina does not strike out
Right.
much. And when she's not seeing the ball well, it really worries me. But, we've got to make some adjustments. And I expect a lot more out of this, these older kids. They've been there before. And right now we're just not getting the job done.
No time like the present.
yep.
May those hits come, Mike.
Hey, we're just a step away.
I got you, man. I
All
got
right.
you.
Take care.
That's hilarious. You don't want me sitting next to you at the dugout, Ann. Okay. But he's right, though. And Amanda, you've played this game at the highest level with UCLA, with the United States Olympic team. When you're just that one hit away, it sounds awfully easy, but boy, that can really start something in your favor in the domino effect. Just that one hit.
right, and you just every time you have one of those big time hitters step up, as Coach was saying, you expect them to be the ones that step up. It's a team sport, and everybody's got to take accountability for it, but you expect a little more from the girls that have been there and been in these
Yep.
pressure situations, and usually they do, and they're just as he said, snake bit a little bit right now, but the good news is it can come at any moment, and this offense is one that can definitely turn it around really quickly.
So Kutsa Yiannopoulos at first base for Arizona squeezes that pop out by Pangilinan, and that'll bring up Wong. One nothing, bottom of the 3rd. Oregon with the lead, thanks to Cruz's leadoff bomb to start this game in the 1st. Good hack by Wong, missing there. Freshman out of Sacramento. Played last year, 5 different positions for the Ducks. Right field, center field, left field, second base, and catcher. Wow. 2 down. And that'll bring up Haley Cruz. Feels like it's been a couple of months since she hasn't been on.
UCLA's will fly to play the Oklahomas, and the Floridas play the Oregons. They've stayed more regional, but you know, when you get down to the end, you don't want to have to rely on any of this. And when we talked to Coach Candrea about what this end of the season stretch means to them, he said every game counts, every game matters. They would love to spend the rest of the regionals and super regionals at home in Hillenbrand because, well, we talked about their record at home versus on the road. So everybody wants to be where they're comfortable. So every game from this point on matters.
As Cleathermos is the new pitcher for the Oregon Ducks. We'll talk about her in just a second, Amanda, but I'd love to, your point about the difference between Arizona at home and at this point on the road is pretty stark. They want to be at Hillenbrand, no doubt about it.
They do want to be at Hillenbrand, but unfortunately the World Series is not at Hillenbrand either. So at some point they're going to have to travel, and you know, sometimes you think to yourself, well, maybe a regional on the road would be beneficial because you have to learn how to win at that point in the season. You have to come away with those wins, but Hillenbrand's a great place to play when they're able to fill capacity. 50% can still be loud, but it's a great place to play. They're obviously very comfortable and would like to spend as much time as possible there. But right now, just definitely two different teams, home and away.
So Mulipola will lead things off in the fourth. The freshman McKenna Cleathermos in the circle for the Oregon Ducks, recording a strike. What do we know about McKenna?
Well, she throws the ball hard, but she's got beautiful spin. Coach Lombardi talked about just how nice her spins are. She's got a little drop, rise, a curve on both sides, and she mixes speeds, but it's the spins that's really special about her. Look at the action on her wrist when she comes through. She really uses her fingers and her wrist to maximize the spin and movement.
Palacios to the plate. Coach talked about the work that Cleathermos has put in developing the off-speed and the change and how that will really complement the other pitches and deliveries you talked about.
Yeah, when you get to this next level, having a good, effective off-speed pitch really changes the game. So you can have the best spins and really great speed, but if you can't complement it with some off-speed, then at some point those big hitters are going to catch up.
Here's Palacio digging in. Looking at a 2-1 count. Cleathermos at 7-5 with the 3.08 ERA. Her conference marks 3-3, 4.70 ERA. Diaz getting the start here in game two, racking up the Ks and making way for Cleathermos. A nice outing for Diaz.
No, absolutely. Came out, set the tone in that first inning with those 3 strikeouts. And I think it was a smart, quick pitching change. You can always go back to Diaz if you wanted to, if you had to. But don't let these Wildcats get too settled in the box.
So back-to-back Ks for Cleathermos.
It's a nice low rise, starts at the belt, ends at the letters.
Cleathermos had the no-hitter against LMU at the end of March with 15 Ks. Malia Martinez will try and get things started with 2 down here, nobody on. Facing Cleathermos for the first time. McKenna just giving these Arizona hitters a different look than Diaz did.
She really is. There's a little more finesse. Diaz is very quick, very overpowering, throws the ball hard. Cleathermos throws it hard, but she just spins it a little bit smoother. You really have to sit back and meet the movement, not try to get it too far out front.
Martinez at 316. There's a good look at Diaz again. Nice job to start game 2 here. Good outing for Samaria. Count evens at 2 apiece. Malia hitless in this series, but again, capable of big, big things. She had the 7 RBIs and 2 homers in game 1 against Stanford earlier this season. Against New Mexico State, had a couple of home runs, including a grand slam. You get the idea. Count goes full. ...2019, a career year for Malia. .339 with the 14 homers and 57 ribbies. Staying alive there.
Almost a grab in the stands.
Lane County in a high COVID area, but fans socially and safely distance, limited amount, able to enjoy this softball series as Clethermus walks Martinez. And it's interesting, you mentioned Hillenbrand and the energy level there, and here at the Jane, when things are rocking and rolling, it's a different thing, different scenario. You miss that.
Yeah, and I asked the coaches if it was difficult to adjust to that, because I know they're used to playing in front of big crowds, and you do feed off of the energy that you receive from the fans, and so I would imagine it's been quite an adjustment for these athletes to go out in these big games especially and not get a lot from the crowd. You kind of have to generate it within your own team and within your dugout.
Here's Palomino Cordoza. She represents the go-ahead run with 2 down. Yeah, and Lombardi basically said, we get our energy from the dugout, just as you just mentioned, Amanda.
Yeah, you know, these teams, a lot of them don't even notice the crowd. They feel it on the field when you're out there, and it's exciting. But at the end of the day, they're in it together, and they get most of it from within the team.
Boy, Clethermus reared back on that one. Palomino Cordoza, hitless in the series. And she can change things with one swing of the bat. Ring her up. So Clethermus has a walk in that frame, but 3 strikeouts as well. Oregon duck pitching, dominant. Pac-12 now. Bunker leading things off here in the 4th. Bunker's average slipping a little bit as she's been hitless in this series. Leads the club in RBIs, does Allie. She's got the 9 home runs.
There's only been a few athletes on the field for both sides that have really thrived in this series.
You're right. Pitching has been terrific. But as far as plate appearances, you're right, there have been a few. I mean, you got to go with McGowan, right, with the heroics in game 1, and then Cruz and Harper maybe?
Right.
Anybody else I'm not thinking of?
I mean, Deja's had a couple of nice hits.
Yeah. How about Bunker? 2-2 count, patient, and just rips that ball into center field for the leadoff single.
Just a 2-strike swing. That pitch is off the plate. She just pokes her barrel out, doesn't even finish the swing. but gets it into center field.
So strong, though, you're right. That was a half swing, opposite field deal, but so strong that Karanko didn't have a play on it. Here's McGowan. McGowan with the walk-off 2-run bomb in game 1, 0 for 3 in game 2. Popped out in her first plate appearance in game 3, which is technically our second game of the doubleheader. Two and one count. McGowan looking for something to drive. Right field, no problem. Martinez, 2 down.
Allie Bunker was off on the swing, had to stop in her tracks halfway to second base to read the line drive. McGowan stays in well, just gets underneath the ball. Allie Bunker off, takes a peek, and has to make her way back to first.
Martinez was reading that as well. Peanut out in right field, was hoping she might have a couple of more seconds to work with to try to pick Bunker off as Delgado digs in. 1 down now. Delgado hitless in game 1. That snapped her 9-game hitting streak, but then did pick up a base knock in game 2 earlier today. Just off the edge. Head in the count now is Delgado, 2 and 1. Count evens at 2 apiece. Delgado bringing a hot stick into this series against Arizona State. 7 for 15, had a double, a home run with a couple aboard. She's got home run power. Off the edge, good eye. 3 and 2.
You're just looking at her number. She can do it all.
Yeah. Drops the shoulder there. Mioño coming in. 2 down. Pac-12 softball results from today. Washington coming back to defeat Utah. Be interesting to see if Stanford can pull the major upset against UCLA.
You know, Stanford's been doing some good things. They've got some good pitching. Jessica Allister has just done a tremendous job building that program over the last couple of years.
How great of a hire was that when they brought her back home?
Oh, the best.
Yeah.
The best possible thing they could have done for that program.
I'm with you 100%. Here's Brito looking to snap out of a slump. Stanford, for so many years, a perennial postseason program, and then, you know, just kind of fallen off the table. And when she was hired a few years ago, you thought it's not going to take long, and boy, Stanford is a player again. Big swing and a miss, and falling behind is Brito, 1 and 2. 2 down bunker on first. Staying alive is Brito. Taking a look at the standings. Just really like what Oregon has done, Amanda, in terms of Lombardi's leadership and tenure here. Visiting Arizona Wildcats, both clubs with 2 hits apiece. The big one, Haley Cruz's leadoff home run in the first, putting the Ducks on the board, and that's where we stand right now, 1-0. Diaz was terrific to start things off for the Ducks. Clethermus now in relief.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of the way these last couple of games have gone, not because I don't think these offenses have so much more to offer, but it's been putting these teams in high pressure, high stress situations prior to going into postseason, and you need that. Especially for the pitchers, Ann.
No, you're
the
good.
Pitchers to be able to throw without a lead or throw from behind or a one-run lead instead of these 9 and 10 runs we've been seeing.
I think that's a great point. I would imagine, Amanda, since you pitched at the highest level, that you're going to learn a lot about yourself. Your coach is going to learn a lot about you in these types of situations.
Absolutely. And when I played, it was a very different game. There were more pitchers duels, it seems like, a lot more low-scoring games. But here we see the explosive offense, and the pitchers are really having to work hard to keep hitters off base and keep the ball in the ballpark.
When you would face some of the powerful lineups in the Pac-12, because that's never changed over the decades, did you relish the chance to take on the Arizonas of the world and say, I want to see what I've got against these guys?
Oh, of course. They were some tough games. I have such vivid memories of being at Hillenbrand and Easton and playing Arizona, and we'd have some 1-0 extra inning games, and then we'd have some 9-8 games where you think, what in the world? What just happened? But it was always a good game, and always looked forward to it.
Called strike 2. Skupin thought maybe the walk was in her back pocket. Instead, the count goes full. This is a big at-bat for the Arizona Wildcats. They'd love to get the leadoff runner on, representing the tying run. Inside-out swing, nicely done by the freshman. I mean, we're getting late in the innings here. And getting those leadoff hitters on to start frames, that's a luxury right now. One away. Staying down on the ball is Bowden. Big out for Clethermus and the Ducks. So here's Hannah Martinez. You can call me Peanut.
And these are going to be the next couple of innings are going to be big for Arizona, as you have Peanut in that 9th spot, and then bringing it over to the top of the lineup and then into those real power hitters.
Peanut showing some power in game 1 though, huh? In that 9-hole with the solo homer that gave Arizona the lead late in game 1 against the Ducks before McGowan's walk-off wins it in the 7th.
Now you've got to be a good hitter to break into these lineups.
Off speed, punished by Martinez. So with 1 down, Peanut gets the rally going. Turning over the lineup, Amanda.
Having a little out front, but it works. Finds a hole, gets it solid into right field. She's going to turn it over to Mionyo and Karanko to see if they can get some more speed on the base paths and make something happen.
Mionyo facing Clethermus for the first time, had that slap single against Diaz in the third. Big inning for both clubs. Time and time again, Arizona has had base runners, only for Duck pitching to slam the door. Miono, who had that 27-game hit streak, snapped in Game 1 last night. Also striking out 2 times for the first time all year in a single game. Is swinging a good bat here today. 1-2 though. She's going to have to battle behind in the count.
And again, the defense is shifted heavily towards the opposite field. Haley Cruz is straight up and right. There's a big open gap in right center.
Good catch, partner. Miono with those quick hands. The eye-hand coordination that Candrea talks about. Her knowledge of the strike zone that he raves about. And she's getting some pitches. Brito had to back up for just a second, Amanda, to get that lead runner out at second, but stayed home nicely on the play.
All right, I love watching shortstops just work off of instinct, knowing when they need to charge, when to sit back, and are able to let that second hop happen. If she was going to make a play at first against Miono, you can't sit back on that ball. But knowing she's going to second base, she can allow for an easy second hop and a nice feed over to Bunker.
That's just a great point. Miono may beat that out, and Brito smart enough to know that she and Bunker work so well together in the middle of this infield, and she just had to give it a split second to let Bunker get to the bag and erase that lead runner. 2 down. Skaggs will pinch hit. Tying run on first, 2 down. Skaggs, the freshman. Pinch hitting for the second time in this series. Skaggs has 12 hits on the season. 5 of those knocks are extras. 4 homers and a double. And Candrea knew he had a good one in Skaggs when Karanko went down with that thumb injury. Skaggs filled in nicely at second base. A great weapon defensively and offensively for Candrea and the Cats. Right field, well hit, and gone! Skaggs! Like I told you, an extra base hit waiting to happen. Her 5th homer of the year gives Arizona the lead.
I'll tell you, and off the bat, I didn't think this had the distance the way that Haley Cruz was going back, though. As soon as she hit that warning track and wasn't stopping, you thought, okay, this thing might actually leave the ballpark, and it does. Opposite field, 2-run home run for Skaggs.
Wow. How about that? Skaggs coming off the bench, going oppo, and you're right. Off the bat, I thought, okay, not a bad at-bat, but I think Cruz has got room, and then you knew Cruz was thinking this thing's gone, and it was. And if ever Arizona needed a timely hit and a long ball to boot, it was right there.
Arizona had been getting runners on base, generating a few hits here and there, but it was the timely hit that they were waiting for, and that was just a good opportunity for Skaggs to come through big for her team.
And with 2 down to boot. So here's Harper. What a rush coming off the bench. Skaggs hasn't played a lot since Karanko returned from that thumb injury, but is a threat every time, and she shows you why. Harper behind 1 and 2 in the count. Got underneath that one, fouls it back. Arizona with the 2 spot here in the 5th, thanks to Skaggs' 2-out, 2-run homer. And down goes Harper, but not before Arizona takes the lead. Pinch hitter, Skaggs off the bench, shows the power going opposite field. Cruz runs out of room. It's 2-1, Arizona with the lead. And Sid will lead things off here in the 5th as the Ducks are playing catch-up for the first time in a while.
Now you just have the feeling it's a race to the end.
Yeah.
A couple more innings. Hannah Bowen out there in the circle, a chance to redeem her loss yesterday after throwing a really nice game.
Getting these Duck hitters is Bowen to drop shoulders, a lot of pop-outs. The Ducks, with only 2 hits at this point, one was huge, Cruz's solo homer, to lead things off. And Bunker with the single in the 4th, but that's it against Bowen.
Yeah, and to your point, it looks like 11 of the 15 hitters that came up have been out via a ball in the air. Line drive, fly ball.
And you forget that it was just 24 hours ago when Bowen was handcuffing the Ducks up until the 7th inning, when she lost her perfect game, her no-hitter, her shutout, and the victory all in 1 inning. Here she is in Game 3, the second game of our doubleheader, and she's been a stud again, Amanda.
She really has, and again, it's a chess match between pitchers and hitters. Once you've seen each other over and over, who can make adjustments the quickest. You have to keep redefining yourself, changing your pitches, remaining unpredictable.
Bowden with the rip single. So with 1 down, Bowden safely aboard.
And gets the ball down at the knees, over the plate, drives it into left field.
Hannah Gailey will pinch run for Bowden. And Pangilinan to the plate for Oregon. So Gailey represents the tying run at first base. Pangilinan looking for her first hit of this game. Had a base hit and a big one earlier today in game 2, which started our doubleheader. Wong is scheduled to hit next. So the chess game that you were talking about, Amanda, continues here. Obviously, Pangilinan and Wong would love to turn this batting order over for Cruz.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Ann. Good quality at bats right now. Keep it away from that double play. Find a way to get Hannah Gailey into scoring position with Haley Cruz at the stick.
So here's Pangilinan looking at a 3-1 count. Do you give her the green light, Amanda?
The way that she's been swinging it, yes. On a good pitch, be patient. Or draw the walk.
Or draw the walk. The Ducks will take that as now 2 aboard. And that'll bring up Wong with Cruz on deck. The Ducks make a living with clutch 2-out hits. There's only one down here, I get it. But if Wong is able to do her job and move the runners over, he would set up another opportunity for more Oregon Duck 2-out magic. Outside edge, strike 1. Wong tapping out to first in the 3rd inning. Same location, but off the edge to even the count.
So this is an opportunity for Wong to move runners, and
yes,
she wants to keep that ball down on the ground. You had mentioned, Ann, all the fly outs that Hannah Bowen has gotten. You want to keep that ball down.
Just missed that one. So now Wong is going to have to protect behind 1 and 2 in the count. Big strikeout for Bowen and the Cats. So here's Cruz, and we know what she did in the first, Amanda.
Now she got this offense going, a high fly ball. Sails just over the left field fence, giving the Ducks that 1-run lead in the bottom of the 1st.
So Cruz and Bowen meet again. Guarantee you, Cruz, who obviously has shown you some long ball pop, is just looking for that 2-out knock to tie this thing up. If you combine the 2 games, Amanda, and by golly, I'm going to, Cruz is hit for the cycle.
She has.
Yep.
Almost did in game 1 and just finished it off with that home run in the bottom of the 1st. But she's just been a real pain in the side of the Wildcats, especially Hannah Bowen. Started last night with just that little CNI single to get that inning going. And then the home run here to lead this game off.
Cruz so dangerous, but with runners on 1st and 2nd, there's nowhere to put her. And the dangerous bunker on deck. This is a great matchup, but a 2-0 count favoring Cruz. 3-0. Time Time and time again, the Oregon Ducks have plated huge runs with 2 down. Can they do it again? Taking all the way, 3-1. Almost half of the runs that Oregon has scored this year coming into the series have come with 2 outs in an inning. That's just nuts.
Wow.
Inside out swing, count evens at 3-2, and with 2 down and the count full, runners will be going. If Cruz gaps one here, Amanda, Pangilinan could score all the way from first.
But you know she's thinking about it.
Yep.
Until she gets the 2 high hands in her face, she's going to be headed for home.
Big rip. And once again, the Ducks come up with 2-out magic in the person of Cruz. What a series for Haley Cruz. Just a rip that Karanko couldn't handle, and we're even up.
Haley Cruz again, outside pitch. Look at the downward angle. She crushes it down and through that gap. Just underneath of the glove of Ali Skaggs, who's out there at second base.
Thank you.
She stayed in on, after that pinch hit, stayed in at second base.
Thanks, partner.
Yeah, no, that ball was absolutely hammered, but it does slip underneath the glove of Skaggs. You wonder if she throws her body in front and knocks it down, if that could have ended differently.
So runners on first and third now for Bunker and the Ducks. Again, the Ducks dipping into their 2-out magic. The well just never seems to run dry. And Bunker, who singled her last time up, is looking for more. Outside edge, perfect location. 0-2 now, Bowen ahead in the count. How clutch has Cruz been this series? My goodness.
I mean, in hindsight, you look at the runner on first and second, you think maybe it would have been better to walk the bases loaded, even with Bunker up the way that Cruz has been swinging her stick.
But then again, are you kidding me? Bunker finds grass. More 2-out, crazy, crazy magic.
It's just unfair when you're on defense. You play back because you're respecting the power, and then the ball falls just out of reach of both defenders.
You got to tip your cap to these Ducks.
To the next, smoothly making that transition, keeping hitters off balance.
You know, we always talk about passing the bat offensively, and Lombardi talks about passing the ball in terms of pitchers, and it starts with Yanez, and it just keeps on a-going. Mulipola will lead things off here in the 6th. Boy, and there's a break. So right away, the tying run aboard as Deja gets plunked. And the last thing you can do is to awaken the sleeping giant that is the Arizona offense by giving the Cats an extra out.
Yeah, I agree. Those outs, you can always look back, and those are the ones that end up to come back to bite you.
Palacios showing bunt, 0-1. Top of the 6th. Skaggs hits the pinch hit 2-run homer in the top of the 5th. The Ducks played a pair with 2-out hits in the bottom of the 5th, and here we are. Sid does it again. How many times have we seen Sid take that bunt and nail the lead runner at second?
But the bunts keep going to her. When is the bat going to angle towards the right side of the field? Let's make Shea Bowden turn and make that throw over to second base.
It's a great point.
Oregon is just dialing up that play. Sid is crashing hard.
So here's Malia Martinez. First pitch swinging 0-1. Walk us through it, Amanda.
Well, this is exactly what Oregon wants to do. It's at Sid's throwing side. She just picks that ball up, throws a strike down. If you hit that to the other side of the field, the fielder is going to have to turn their whole body and make an accurate throw, and that gives the runner that extra step that they need.
You know, you in spring ball and then in the fall and before you open up play in the early winter, you do that situational stuff a million times, and yet in game situations it can get away from you. Oregon's put on a clinic.
They really have.
Outside edge. Martinez not chasing. Clee Thermos glances into the dugout for the call. And here we go.
That's a great pick.
Boy, it sure was. Wong, who's screened by Martinez. She's not going to move and help Wong any. And out of the dirt, Wong snares it. Take a look.
It's an awkward hop also.
Martinez with the single. And the Cats have got another rally going. So first and second now with one down.
Just a really nice swing. Past the outstretched Brito at shortstop.
And the Ducks will have a chat in the circle as pitchers getting ready in the pen. Number 4, Isabella Dayton grabs the stick. She'll pinch hit. Breedlove, Diaz getting warm in the Oregon pen. Perez Chica will pinch run for the Arizona Wildcats at second. Dayton will pinch hit for Palomino Cardoza. And remember the last time Mike Candrea called upon a pinch hitter, it was Skaggs who hit the opposite field 2-run bomb in the 5th.
Number 4 is going in for 30.
We'll see what Dayton can do. There's a good look at Dayton, redshirt freshman. Hitting a .190. He's got the 11 hits, 1 double, 1 home run.
Now these benches are so deep.
Yeah.
Offensively, you really could put in a number of athletes to swing it, and sometimes it's just nice to put in a fresh brain, a fresh set of eyes on a new pitcher.
So credit Malia Martinez with that sharply hit single that puts the tying run at second and only 1 down. Good look at Martinez, Malia, with that sharply hit single that sets the table for Dayton. The Dangerous and Dew scooping on deck. Waves through, strike one.
Dayton is going for it, this pitch up in the zone. We talked earlier about the spin that Clethermus has on her pitches, and that's a low rise starting at the waist. It's tough to lay off of.
2-1. As I glance down to the Oregon pen, it's just Diaz who continues to throw for the Ducks. Breedlove was with her for a little bit. She may be just ready to go, and Diaz needing more work, or we'll perhaps find out, or maybe Clethermus wriggles out of the jam. 2-2.
It would be really nice for Oregon not to have to show a fourth pitcher before tomorrow and get through the rest of this game with Clethermus, since Diaz really only threw 3 innings and Arizona probably didn't get the best look at her.
Ooh, wow. Didn't miss much there, and Dayton dangerously lets a ball very close to the plate go by.
Yeah, this is a scary pitch
man.
to let go. Deep breath on that, waiting for the call. She gets another chance.
No doubt about. Ooh. All right, so Clethermus thought that was going to be rung up for strike 3. Consecutive balls called against Clethermus, so now the bases are jammed. Amanda, where did she miss on this one?
Sometimes I wish we could mic the home plate umpires and just make them tell us where the pitch is missing, because that looks like it's over the plate. If the last pitch was low, was that one high? That doesn't leave a lot of room in between.
Well, so Clethermus getting squeezed a little bit, but the bases are juiced. Skupin, first pitch swinging. Ball off the glove of Pangilinan. 1 run in, 2 runs in. Skupin jumping all over Clethermus and getting well with the 2-bagger that plates a couple. Back and forth we go.
When you talked about it being dangerous and overdue, Skupin goes deep, and it looked like it had potential, and then the diving Pangilinan in center field just out of her reach, 2-run score.
It looked like Pangilinan had action. She got a good jump, had a good beat on it, and the ball just goes underneath her diving effort. And you got to credit Arizona for coming back in this frame to grab the lead again.
Look at how far Pangilinan had to run. She had a beat on it. She had it, just slightly misjudged where the ball was.
Candrea had to hold the runners up for a second, as it looked like Pangilinan really had action on that play. But it falls, and 2 runs score, and it's 4-3 Arizona. And Candrea and Lombardi, and they're saying Skupin is out. And we'll try and figure out why.
That runner passed the runner at first base, so she is out. We have 2 outs.
So we'll have to look at the replay, but it sounds like Skupin may have passed the runner at first base.
I believe that's what home plate umpire Megan Rabin was indicating. The runs count, but there are now 2 down. Clethermus out. Let's take a look.
There it is, Dayton going back. Skupin was watching her ball, but Dayton's trying to make sure. So that means Skupin is out.
Right, so there's 2 down. they're saying the score stands as is, as Breedlove comes on in relief. Skupin chases Clethermus. Crazy game. Fun game.
We were all watching the ball, including Skupin. That's why she didn't see
Sure.
Dayton right there in front of her. And I feel like that happens more often than you would think. But Dayton was hustling back to first base, probably a little sooner than she needed to. Thought maybe she was off too far in case that ball was caught.
Breedlove coming in at 3-0. ERA at 2.21. Has thrown just over 25 innings, but has been used more as of late. So here's Peanut Martinez. Arizona counterpunching with 2 more runs here in the 6th. Because both teams trading blows in the later innings of this game. Just like that, Breedlove does her job, but not before Arizona grabs the lead. Skupin with the huge double. Cats on top.
When you're building a business, it's easy.
Change in pitching for Arizona. Denham back in the circle. Bowen with another good outing, and Denham looking to close and seal the deal. The 1 run. She doesn't mow you down in terms of strikeouts. She did have 3 earlier today, but she really lets her defense help her behind her. Delgado leading things off here in the 6th. Quickly behind, 0-2 is Delgado. Delgado, Brito, Sid scheduled to hit for the Ducks here in the bottom of the 6th. Oregon trailing 4-3.
It's a good battle.
Yeah.
For Delgado, she didn't like it, but knew she better get it out. Don't let that be called a strike.
Oregon, with that win yesterday, it was the first time in 42 games that Oregon won after trailing, after 6. You got to go back to Super Regionals against Kentucky in May of 2017. And it was a rare occurrence when Arizona lost after leading in the 6th. And here we are with the Ducks trailing again in the 6th. Good at bat by Delgado as she's getting a good look at Denham again, fouling off some pitches. Looking for something she could work with.
I've been really impressed with these hitters, the way that they've battled when they're behind. So these pitchers are throwing really nice pitches off the plate. You can tell that by the way the hitters are swinging uncomfortably, but they're still managing to stay in that bat.
Could that find grass? Off the glove of Mioño in left field. She had a good jump, Amanda, and it's a play she thinks she should have made.
I think she knows she should have made this. This looked at first like it was going to have some eyes on the grass, but Mioño's got way too much speed. She catches that above her waist, something that she should hang on to, but just hits off the heel of her glove and falls.
We'll see if that's ruled a hit or an error. Brito can't get the button down. Big out for Arizona.
Arizona loses an out and then they gain an out with that pop bunt. Brito underneath pops up to Deja. Excuse me, Palacios behind the plate.
That's just a big out for the Oregon Ducks, not laying down the bunt. Here's Sid. First pitch swinging. Lead runner erased. Skaggs staying home, 2 down. So they did give Mioño an error. And here's Bowden. Had her single her last time up. Bowden represents the go-ahead run. She does have 3 homers to her credit. Tying run on first. Bowden just looking to keep the inning alive. Just missing with the off speed there, 2-1.
Alyssa Denham asking where that pitch is. She thought it was down in the zone. From this angle, it looked like it was about belt high. Doesn't get the call.
So here's a 3-1 count that Bowden can work with. Lost her. So now the tying run moves into scoring position for the Oregon Ducks, and here's Pangilinan. Walked her last time up.
Not that you look ahead in the game, obviously, but I can't help but look out on the field, and with the runners on base, this guarantees that Haley Cruz and Allie Bunker are going to have an opportunity in the 7th inning. Something it would have been nice to avoid.
Right. Every pitch, every at-bat, and to your point, the one you made earlier today, and it really resonated with me, Amanda, is I don't care if this game does or doesn't count towards the conference standings, any standings. If these guys were playing on a sandlot right now, they'd be putting as much energy and effort into this. That's how huge these series are and how much they love playing against each other in big-time setups like this.
Right, and how much you just have to remember that it doesn't count maybe in the records like you wanted to, but it counts in your memory banks and what you're able to learn from it and take away going into the latter part of the season, into postseason.
You bet. I mean, Arizona's got UCLA next to close out the regular season. Oregon has Cal. And you draw from every single experience, including what we've got here. What a pitch by Denham. Boy, did she pull the string on that one.
Yeah, it was a nice one. I always like to watch the way the hitters react. That's how you can tell how effective the changeup is. And Deja really opened up her upper body quickly as that ball passed by.
1-2. Again, but low. If Pangilinan can get on board, the Ducks will pinch hit for Wong. Good job by Deja not biting at that. Big chop. Tough play. And the bases are juiced. Infield single for Pangilinan. That thing brought down rain. It chopped so high.
There was a lot going on in that play right there. Skaggs crashing in. Look at how far Jessie Harper goes across the field. She's on the right side of the diamond. Skaggs gets caught up with the base runner, but Harper comes across, almost takes the play herself at first base.
The flip throw not in time. Pangilinan, as soon as she saw that chop, knew she had action, and she was hustling down the line. So now, another 2-out chance for the Oregon Ducks, and here's pinch hitter Gabby Herrera. No room at the end for Denham and the Cats. Bases full, 2 down, Ducks trailing by a singleton here in the 6th. Turned on that one. Herrera, the freshman out of California. One and one the count here. Denham just misses. You can tell she's a little frustrated with the called balls and strikes.
I'm starting to get a little frustrated up here, and Guy, when you work so hard on being so perfect with your locations, you want those called.
And Herrera gets underneath it, and the Ducks leave the bases loaded. No 2-out magic that time. Arizona.
Now how about that, Ann? Both teams will start off their 7th inning at the top of the lineup. Not a bad place to be.
You're reading my mind. I've already been looking ahead, realizing that Cruz will lead things off in the bottom of the 7th, so Breedlove in relief will just try and keep Arizona at bay and see if there's more late inning magic. Right off that mask, Wong takes it.
These poor catchers.
No kidding.
I've been really impressed with Wong's glove behind the plate. Just picking pitches, keeping him in front.
And again, we mentioned how many positions she played last year. And she does a really great job of spelling McGowan behind the dish. There's no way you're going to catch Mionyo there. Nice effort by Brito, no doubt. But if Sid can't get to that one, Amanda, there's no way that Brito's going to throw out Mionyo.
I was thinking the same thing, and as soon as that passed Rachel Sid at third, you knew there was essentially no chance of getting Mionyo. She's just way too quick down the line.
Another infield single, or actually just another single period for Mionyo. And a great way to jumpstart this 7th inning. Here's Skaggs. There's the bunt you're looking for. As Sid, no chance to go down and get that lead runner in Mionyo. One down.
Yeah, that's a textbook sacrifice bunt. Nice and slow. It didn't have the quick pace that the last few had. Makes Sid move a little bit further, and she doesn't even glance at second base. One, the speed of Mionyo.
Yeah.
And then two, just, that was a perfect bunt.
Great textbook softball at this point by Arizona. And here's Harper. Earlier today in game 1, Harper goes 2 for 3 with the double and triple. But hitless here in the second game of our doubleheader. Pitchers forced to come in off the edges. And that's a dangerous recipe with hitters like Harper just waiting. 3-0. First base is open. And Harper, obviously, one of the most feared home run hitters in the game. And Amanda, I can't help but think mentally, emotionally, the Ducks can't afford to give up a run or two at this point in the game.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Denham's been throwing really well.
So now first and second has Harper aboard via the walk. No activity in the Oregon pen at this point, and here's Mulipola. One down, Arizona in business again. Mulipola with the 49 RBIs leads this club in that department. 15 home runs.
It is a big situation for the freshman out there in the circle.
There's one, and there's two. Breedlove does her job. Textbook opportunity for the Ducks defense to turn two, and that's exactly what happened. So we go into the bottom over Utah, UCLA in a tough battle, finally taking care of Stanford. That's a final. Arizona State, Oregon State canceled. And what we've got going here, we'll set it up. Ducks trailing by one. Haley Cruz will lead things off just as she did in the bottom of the seventh yesterday when the Ducks trailed by one. She gets the Flair single. Ducks end up walking it off with McGowan's two-run bomb. Cruz has already had a home run today and has just been dynamic at the plate. Right down the gut, 1-1.
Now you got to be kidding me with Cruz's performance. 5 for 6, couple singles, double, triple, home run.
Yep. We're giving her the cycle, by golly, today. Two and one. Rally visors on. Two and two. Denham has been so solid in the circle. In relief here in game two. Oh boy, here we go. Count goes full. Cruz has got great speed, terrific instincts on the base paths. And you want to make her earn any trip down to first.
Now this has got to be the best pitch Denham throws.
Good at bat by Cruz, so patient. And this wasn't even close to the plate.
You know, Cruz has me so wound up as a pitcher. I don't even know if that was the worst thing to walk the lead off in that situation.
That's a great point.
I would almost take my chances with just giving her first base and going after the next three, even though it's Bunker and even though it's McGowan, even though I know it's coming down the road.
Yesterday, in this exact same scenario, Lombardi has Bunker bunt. What do you do here?
I think it's going to be the same.
Boy, that dropped that barrel, and the Ducks have had some chances with the bunt. Some going for him, some going against him, and Bunker's got to be really solid here. Bunker with one of those big two-out RBIs in the fifth for the Oregon Ducks. So with an 0-1 count, let's see what she does. 0-2, and now Bunker hits away.
Bunker's job still right now is to get Haley Cruz over to second base. She's very smart, Bunker is at the plate. She knows the situation, knows what she has to do.
One and two. Bunker has got to protect. Big strikeout for Denham. One down. K for Denham. Bunker, who rarely strikes out, chases one.
And Bunker can pretty much hit any pitch, and Denham plays it safe, throws it out of the zone, and gets Bunker to chase, and that is a huge first out.
So here's McGowan. We will talk ad nauseum about what McGowan did yesterday. Her first walk-off hit of her career. It was a 2-run bomb in the 7th with Cruz aboard. Could it be deja vu all over again? McGowan hasn't put the ball on the dirt yet today in this second game.
And that's a great pitch.
Boy, it sure was. Wow. Denham has been so good today. All the pitchers that we've seen have been solid. Arizona looking for its first victory in Eugene since 2010. Staying alive is McGowan. Looking to pick up a rare road victory against a ranked team. All of these factors on the line for the Arizona Wildcats, and just trying to get some swagger back, Amanda, after dropping the first 2 games of this series.
Right, this could be a season-changing victory for the Wildcats if they were to hold on. I really feel like they've had to fight hard just to get some breaks to be able to be on top and be ahead in this game.
Two and two. Good eye by McGowan. Again, one of those ducks that doesn't chase, doesn't K a whole lot. Denham got the eagle-eyed Bunker to chase for a K just moments ago. Full count here against McGowan. Got her!
Two back-to-back big-time strikeouts. A nice little late break in that drop ball. Gets McGowan swinging.
And the Ducks are down to their final out. Cruz leads this frame off, coaxing the pass from Denham, and then Denham has gotten down to work with consecutive Ks, as Amanda said. And quickly ahead in the count is Denham, 0-2. Good waist pitch. One and two. Delgado keeps the rally going. Seeing eye single, tying run at second.
A really nice at bat by Delgado. You can just sense that she wasn't trying to be too big in the situation, wasn't trying to tie the game up with one swing of the bat, just stayed in there and drove the pitch opposite field, keeping her team alive.
And now you have Brito, who has gone hitless in this series, was hitless in the Arizona State series right before this one began. Can she come up with the big 2-out knock? Strike one. Again, we mentioned almost half of Oregon's runs have been plated with 2-out hits. Brito looking to do it again. 0-2. Brito had such a hot streak, and conference play started and things cooled off. Staying alive there.
No, conference play is when it really gets tough. You're tested physically, mentally, weekend after weekend, facing the best of the best.
Freshman, though, you got to tip your cap because she hasn't lost a beat defensively. And Lombardi believes in her. Did not pinch hit for Brito. One and two. A break for Brito and the Ducks as that ball goes foul. Sky high. And that'll do it. And Arizona's got to feel good about this result as they rally to defeat Oregon 4-3 in our nightcap.
I'll tell you, Arizona